Jeff Taylor used to say that, didn't he? Yeah. Hello there. You know, from fork to mouth. Or something like that. Well, I'm not Jeff Taylor. You probably know that already. Thank God. I'm not the Undertaker and there's no dodgy curtain behind me. Just a few tools. That is it. Anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about stuff. Also, I'm going to make some small signs. Got a whole load ready to go out. And this is one of them. Think of the Schmidt, my friend. Yeah, there's loads more of these over there. They've got to go out, but also I need to make some more. So I've got some bits of wood, and I've got a little list down here that I'd like to do today. So, router out, do pyrography or routering, but I'm going to go for the old. I'll make a lot of noise, so I'll make sure I move the microphone out of the way, so you haven't got to listen to the machine going. Yeah. Anyway, then I'll bring you down to the workplace. But there's all sorts going on, isn't there? Oh dear, they're kicking off, the farmers are again. They can't help themselves. Hello Susan, I hope you're well. Dee. And I hope the family's well. I hope Rose is good. Hello Simon says to you too. Afternoon to you. I've got me my pint of water. Yeah, still teetotal at the moment. Went shopping yesterday. Had to walk past the aisles with bottles of wine. There was loads of them. They were all in front of me staring at me. Oh, they're so cheap. But no. None at all. I refrained, I did. Got to lose the weight. I really have. I've got health problems because of it. You know, it's a usual sort of story. Been here, done that before. Lost a load of weight. And that was a whole lot better. Hello, how do I say that? Zevazhenev Kolovmezhek. I don't know. I do apologise. Hello, Gingers. I hope you're well. Well, long time no see, Gingers. And Robert Wilson. Hubby and kids are doing fine, says Susan DeWitt. Old age is starting to hit. Can't seem to keep my eyes open for late live streams and chat. Nor can I. I'm going to bed way too late trying to make the videos and stuff like that. Then I wake up way too. It's like my whole cycle shifted. Yeah. I get up way too late and go to bed way too late. And it's not healthy, and I don't get any more done because of it. No. So I need to break that habit. See, for me, I sometimes I make my videos at night, and I find them easier because the house is quiet, the dogs are not kind of going a little bit loopy at every little, you know. What normally happens is halfway through a video, the dogs go crazy. And I try my best not to edit my videos, you know, so I'll try to do it all just all one hit. You probably noticed. That's why it's so bad. Anyway, so what we're going to do is, I'm going to start with this one here. I've got one here that says Loretta and Michael. Yeah, that's the wrong way up, I know. So I'll scribble that on, but I'll just do it freehand, you see. So I'll literally just whiz around with this, cut it off to length, and that'll be another one done. Paint it black, and then sand off the excess. So you end up with the dark letters then, you see. Yeah, like that one there. And this is just all pallet material that I managed to salvage. Wood is so expensive at the moment, it really is. It's just, I know it's expensive in the UK, but it's gone up here as well. There's a shortage. This is like, you know, half the wood comes from here, it seems. But it all ends up elsewhere, like China and the United States. They're paying obviously a lot of money for it, I imagine. You know, so actually quite a bit goes to the Netherlands, to be fair. Their farmers aren't very happy either over the nitrogen restrictions being imposed upon them, but I understand why. You can't carry on damaging your planet. You know, that doesn't seem to make a lot of sense. Mechanical farming has been going on for too long. High intensity farming has going on for too long, and now it's like the soil's dead, pretty much. So hey, well, yeah, please beep the old like button. So yeah, I was just looking on here. It says the UK is to import high carbon beef and low welfare pork in the trade deals. Well, we all knew this all along. It was pretty obvious. I've showed loads of videos in the past of how these mega farms treat their animals, high intensity farming, and very little concern of the environment in the sense of all that urine from the cows. You know, when it's that intense, it goes somewhere, doesn't it? And obviously poop as well. All those pats have to go somewhere. Dusty there. I mean, sanding, so it would be. So, yeah, what do you do with it all? And you've got people who live near these places as well, on the edge of these mega farms. You know, it's high intensity. High intensity farming is high carbon. It's not exactly organic, is it? No, I doubt it. So the farmers aren't very happy about it. You've got, crikey, Batters. She's, the National Farmers Union boss, head. Well, she's kicking off again. You know, but she told the farmers at the last minute to vote to remain. But all the way up to that, well, they weren't listening anyway, but all the way up to that, she's pretty neutral. She wouldn't say one way or the other, you see. She didn't want to upset anybody. And then I think it's pretty darn obvious. It's like this thing with Suella, was it Cruella de Vil, or Suellen de Vil, or, Fraggle. Well, she's, what pushed this bill through is basically a ban on refugees coming into the country. But it's like an overall ban, really, because although it's not an overall ban, it in effect it is, because there's no safe routes into the country. So there's no safe routes for everybody who wants to seek refuge, not just like, 2 or 3 minority groups. It doesn't make any sense, does it, really? So, I know what they're going to say. We can't have all those, that billion people. Yeah, okay, she said 100 million displaced people, which is true. There's apparently 100 million displaced people, but only a quarter of them even left their homes, as in their countries. So that's poppycock. And I don't necessarily it doesn't mean that they're all heading for the United Kingdom either, considering that the United Kingdom has took less than anybody else. So it doesn't make any sense. It's it's just a straw man again, isn't it? It's just how do we scare people into believing that they're making the right decision? How do we scaremonger people? That's what it is. Scare you into, all these people, just like that Breaking Point poster from Nigel Farage. Nasty little critters that they are. Yeah, I don't like those people. No. I just wish we could all kind of just get on and have a nice life together. That's what I would like. Anyway, bring you down a bit lower. Do. Oh no, you can't see my beautiful face. Oh well, never mind. So anyway, there are fears that there could be a Conservative Party revolt. Yeah, with the former Environment Secretary George Useless raising concerns over the deal that he helped negotiate. The irony. Oh dear. Yeah, but he did stand. To be fair to the geezer, he did stand. He sounds rational sometimes, actually. I hate to say it, but he does. But he did stand up in Parliament and say it's a shit. It's a crap deal. Oh, by the way. Come here. Up you come. Guess what's happened? You two have rolled back on their terms of service regarding cuss words. So as long as it's not in the first 7 seconds or something like that, you can say naughty words. But I'm a little bit nervous about it at the moment, just in case, because I have got a strike on this channel already. But yeah, because a few weeks ago I did tell you that, didn't they? They changed terms of service, and they've rolled back. They had so many complaints by pretty much everybody. They decided that they rolled it back a bit. So there are changes, but they're not as See, one of the changes what they made was like all cuss words were considered the same, which is stupid. Like the word bloody would be considered the same as the word, the C word or the F word, but no, not anymore. Thank God they've actually gone back. Blasphemy! Oh no, I did blasphemy! Oh dear! Oh dear! Strike me down! Oh dear! Oh, anyway, I'm on my phone again today, so I'm in the workshop. I have actually got cameras set up in the workshop, but I don't want to mess my setup for my setup up that I use for the other channel, the woodworking channel. So that's the machine, and these things are called hands, and they're going to move about with the machine attached, and then we're going to kind of write with the machine on a bit of wood. Not necessarily like that. I'm not following the lines. It's just to remind me of the spelling, really, because otherwise what happens is I forget letters. Yeah. I think I might be dyslexic or something. I've got ADHD as well. I've probably got something. Something's wrong with me. That's what the missus says all the time. I've been having fun actually in the house because I've got a little grandchild here at the moment, little Emily. Emily, sorry. We have got an Emily as well. We've got an Emily, and a Darcy. They're the three youngest. Oh, we've got 9 grandchildren, another one on the way. That's 10 grandchildren. Blimey, it's getting expensive. Anyway, hope that's about right depth. We'll see in a minute, won't we? Let's move the microphone away a little bit. Tell you what, I'll face the microphone. That's good. Turn it round. I'm turning the microphone around a little bit so it's not so noisy. Right, let's start that in. Say Loretta, we'll see in a minute. I'll just create some dust. We'll sand it off just so we get rid of the fluff. I've got to do that bit as yet. I might go a bit close with the R and the E. A little bit there. I think it'll be right. Okay, let's bring it over here. Blow the dust away as well at the same time. Oh no! Then we need my airline. Alright, and we've got the airline. Oh. Loretta! We've got a Loretta. Oh, that was close. I nearly broke it out then. So it's just freehand, Loretta. So what I'll do is I'll give it a little coat for that paint. I'll do it now actually. And I've got, we'll do a little heart, and then Michael. So Loretta and Michael. I think this is for pumps. You can go over like that. Don't need a lot. Just a little bit like that, just to darken the letters. And then I just sand that off. That leaves obviously where it's, relief. Where there's relief, it ends up in black. So let's do the next bit. It doesn't matter, that's quite. Nothing's going to stick to that anyway, because it's quite a thin coat. Right, eeny, meeny, miny, mo, let's do the heart. Something like that. Like that, just like that, yeah. So heart next. I'll tell you what I ought to do, I might have the chat one, don't I? Oh! Hello Robert, hi there, hope you're well too. Hello Oxygen Paul. Ooh. Meanwhile I fall asleep at 9:30 and I am awake at 4:30. Oh my god. I wish it was later, both times. Crikey, yeah. Afternoon, Simon says. Afternoon to Lithuania! Oh my crikey. I I've never been to Lithuania. No reason why I shouldn't. I have 6 pallets, I don't know what to do. Post them to me, I'll make them into something. Yeah, okay, I know, it's a little far. Hello, who's Ebediah Thomas? I watched your video last night. I can't remember what it was, 2 of them I think I watched. I think one about it was raining. Oh yeah, talk about rain there. Stopped raining. Taking it down here now. Well, it's raining here as well, here in France. In the limousine, it's actually raining. Oh dear, microphone's pointing the wrong way. Yeah, it's actually raining here as well. Oh, apparently I got a Stream Elements bot running. I didn't even know I had a Stream Elements bot on. I've got Stream Elements on the other channel, but now I've got a bot running. Okay. I don't know what the bot does, but I'll have to find out. Hello, David Thomas. I hope you're well. Yvonne wants to know why electricity is expensive. And other vid. Oh. Well, one of the reasons why electricity is expensive is because, well, it doesn't help when they keep turning off the generators in Scotland. Yeah, they keep turning off the wind turbines in Scotland because they don't have a means to get the power, all the power, from the north to the south. So no wonder we have to import it from, like, you know, France, but also from Norway. It doesn't make any sense at all because obviously that I don't know where it comes in. So I imagine it'd be coming into Scotland if it's from Norway. It's the nearest point, I'd have thought. But we've already got electricity in Scotland. Scotland's got plenty of flipping electricity for wind. So that ain't a problem, is it? So yeah, well, you got. The thing is, you in the capita, the price of electricity at the time was even higher, and the price of electricity is based on the price of gas, which makes no sense whatsoever to me. So if the gas prices are high, or oil prices are set. So if the gas prices are high, so are your electric prices. And you know it's been penalised at the moment because the cheapest form of production, even though they're charging the same amount of money, because that's how the prices are set on the market, on the market. The cheapest electricity is eco. It's wind and hydro and all those forms of electricity, solar and what have you, all the cheapest forms of electricity to produce. Yet they're being taxed the most. I know they're making more money, but why can't we that policy basing it all on the cost of gas is ludicrous. And then you obviously get what's going on with Russia right now, pushing the price of gas up, pushing the price of everything up, including cheap electricity that you produce in the United Kingdom. There's no logic. This is how it's traded on the markets, because obviously we trade in electricity and what have you across, well, from here to France and what have you for interconnectors. Now, I've told this story before, and some of you might know this already because I have told the story before. When I was working at Bacton Gas Plant, and okay, it's not electricity. Okay, this is gas. This is the thing that shocked me. I just thought, why? Well, obviously the reason why is about money, and what I mean by this is that what they were doing at Bacton Gas Works, they were selling gas to Belgium, Bacton Gas Works, but buying it back, inflating the price. Because every time it crossed the, through the stock exchange, it just pushed it up. And I keep doing that all the time, you see, from the pound to the euro. Money. Meanwhile, little old Vera, 80-year-old Vera, is paying more for electricity, for gas. And now look what's happening. I bet that's still going on. This is how they make money. But who pays at the end of the day? It's the, you. Pretty much. That shocked me when I saw that, but one of the guys who was working, they went down to that day, it was the day before, because I was in contract work for at Bacton Gas Works. And he wasn't there that day. The day before, he was off. And most of the people working, they were doing similar things. I suppose moonlight ray, I suppose. They were literally buying shares and stuff, and the value goes up and down like that. Make money. He made 10 grand overnight, this geezer did. It's nuts. It's not right, is it? I don't think it's right. No. Live chat. What? Who's up at Thomas says, what is the lifetime of these lithium battery banks for house storage? Them Elon Musk batteries. You're talking about the power walls, the Tesla power walls. 10 years, 5 years. With the lithiums, with the quality lithiums, like those power walls, they are excellent. And if you go onto their website, you can put in there, oh, we got this, we got that, so many washing machines, so many this, so many this. well, you got one washing machine. You've got a washing machine. Oh, I've got electric heating or whatever it might be. Obviously, electric heating because you wouldn't do that with eco because it'd be stupid. But and they'll tell you how many power walls you need. And they look like a fat radiator. It's just a flat unit that mounts on the wall, and they are really good. Because they include the inverters and everything. It's like a modular system that all that plugs together. So it's quite clever, but expensive. I didn't used to know about this because I did the thing myself online, and for our consumption, it was going to cost me like 25 grand in just the power walls itself. Well, for me, the amount of electricity we use is quite, it's cheap for me to not to bother with that, Well, we do self-consumption. We've got the solar in that here. We've got a little bit of wind, but it's not running at the minute. But and we do self-consumption. So basically, everything we produce, we use. So we're about 70%. That's what works. It balances at around 70%. Sometimes a little bit more, sometimes a little bit less. But if we wanted to, we could go complete full, like a complete battery system. But at the moment, the electricity that we're producing literally comes straight into our house via our inverters, and it's like a hybrid system. But we don't put any into the grid because we're pretty much using it all the time. And times when we wouldn't be using it, there wouldn't be any because obviously we'll be in bed and there'll be no light for the solar, so there's no benefit in it. So we just do self-consumption. We just make sure that we put the washing machine on and stuff like that at the right times. You don't want to put the washing machine. For instance, you wouldn't be putting the washing machine on when it's dark outside. You put it on when it's light. As long as it's light, you'd be producing electricity. And even an overcast day like today, we produce normally around 5 kilowatts is what we're producing via our solar. But it does this, sort of balance up and down. But then a day like today, because it's overcast, it might make 1,000 watts. So it swings and roundabouts. But we don't put any into the grid because we haven't got the right inverter to do the right device to do that. So it doesn't allow us to do it because via the meter and all like that doesn't allow that to happen. No. Anyway, so doing self-consumption. So most people can do it if you want to. And if you've got one of them digital meters, you can't feed the grid anyway. But if you've got an old mechanical meter, with a little metal disc spinning around, you can actually make that go backwards. Because before we got our new meter, that's what we were doing. Never produced enough to make it noticeable, but it's a long while ago now. But when we first came over, when we first installed the solar, but now we've got that digital meter, smart meter, that doesn't allow you to do that. So So anyway, you have to make sure you've got island protection though. If you did anything like that, you don't start using any old inverters, because what happens is you potentially, if there's a power cut, you'll still be putting power into the grid. So you mustn't do that. So it must have what we call island protection. It means that as soon as it senses there's no power there, it turns off. Just on a wonky heart. Yeah, it's a little wonky heart. It's freehand, eh? So yeah, yeah, they do. It's greed, isn't it? A lot of it's just greed. Hello, Mellow. I hope you're well. Suella Leaky. Well, Leaky Sue. Well, yes. No one says anything about that anymore. What not happens? All these so-called investigations and nothing happens. Nothing happens, and it's like delay tactics. Throw more dead cats into the ring, yeah. Just so we're no longer paying any attention to what did happen in the past. We're more interested in what's happening now, and all these things that get brushed under the carpet. Leisure batteries, they are called. Need a shelf. Well, if you talk about leisure batteries, they'll be lead acid batteries, and leisure batteries, they don't last very long. They're okay while they're being used, but as soon as there's any, you can't. Those leisure batteries used for house type electrics or any kind of off-grid setup, you don't actually want to use them below 60 to 70% of their capacity. Otherwise, what happens is the capacity shrinks because the plates inside the plates they calcify. So the space where there should be space with the fluid in between the actual plates that fills up with like gunk, that calcifies. That calcium builds up in between. And there is a thing called decalcification, where they actually like vibrate the plates. Now, if you've got like a battery maintainer, like you would put on a motorbike, for instance, it's pretty much what it does. It puts like pulses of electricity through the plates. No idea it shakes off the calcium. I've got the days it actually works, to be fair. But yeah, so that's one thing. But that's one thing that kills the batteries. Lead acid batteries don't lend themselves unless they're really good quality batteries, like the Hercules batteries that we've got in there. We have got some batteries we don't use them for that. We've got them in the camper as well. Hercules batteries, and they're basically little 6-volt cells, and they're deep cycle batteries. But the difference between a high quality battery and those leisure batteries that you put on caravans and stuff like that, the plates are too thin on them. Whereas on the proper decent deep cycle batteries, the plates are thicker. There's more lead in them, so they're a lot heavier, a lot denser. So they last a lot longer. Those lead acid are 15 years old, those ones I've got, and they're still going strong. They've got them in the camper now. And that's what we use in the camper. Hunter, so not Hercules, Hunter cells. Little yellow 6-volt cells. And they're brilliant. But they're expensive. Really expensive. The best way is lithium. Now, some people there's loads of videos online if you have a look. They're, like for instance, laptops. The laptop batteries are generally lithium batteries. Ripping the batteries apart and taking the cells out of the batteries, and you can actually buy carriers, like plastic carriers, that you slide all these things into, and then you can solder them into banks. So you can use them for your as a power wall setup. But what you've got to remember is how you wire these things is really important, because if you wire them, say for instance, they're all in series. When it gets to the end of the series, they'll end like positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative. By the time you get to the end, the amperage will be so flipping high, you could burn your batteries out and burn all the connections out. So you're best to run them in banks of in parallel, in banks, and then join the banks together. So you have to break it all down. You have to think about this stuff, otherwise you'll end up with a fire. Yeah, don't do that. So yeah, they're quite small cells. They're about 1.2 volt cells in a lithium laptop battery. But yeah, you can get them for nothing, you see. So many those battery packs, failed battery packs, you just got one cell gone. The rest of them, they're just like little D cells inside the battery pack. And usually just one cell's failed, then obviously the whole lot's no good, because obviously you can't get your voltage. So yeah, they're worth salvaging if you're that way inclined to do it. But yeah, proper decent lithium, and lithium's come down in price. Lithium batteries are definitely a lot cheaper than they used to be. This is where I think electric cars are going to come in, because electric cars they're going to render themselves uneconomical to repair, unless they have some kind of exchange service where you can take the old battery in and do a swap, and as a part of it's all costed into the cost of the new vehicle. I can see these vehicles being rendered useless, uneconomical to repair. The battery pack is it's like half the value of the flipping car. Well, you get a car like 5 years old, the battery pack is not. It's going to be a bit tireder, and maybe it needs to be exchanged because you'll maintain your range. It's not like in a house; you can just keep adding more battery packs, can't you? You know what I mean? This is. So to me, I think a lot of the old battery packs out of these cars are going to end up in people's homes or off-grid setups. There'll be more and more of that going on. That's what I think. Something's got to be done with them, or they're going to have to be recycled into refurbished, maybe. Because quite often it's only one or two of the cells are gone, especially with lithium. Yeah, lithium's fantastic. They're fantastic batteries. They had old lipo as well. Oh god. If you wonder why I'm making the signs, it's because I've got a GoFundMe going on regarding trees, and we're planting trees here. Some of you obviously already know this, but we're planting 1,000 trees on 2 hectares of land here in France. But also, I'm making signs to go with them for people who make donations, you see. And I've got a list there of a few I want to get on to get them done. I've got a load that were already done, so they're going to be going with the trees. But I didn't want to put them out yet until the winter's passed, because obviously then we can put them out and we get soaking wet and, you know, deteriorate and give them another year, doesn't it? Oh, GB News and that other ones, like Talk TV, etc., remind me of the dot-com bubble companies. So the 1999 to 2000, they soon all went bust. Do you know what? I just wish I just bought loads of domains at the time. I really did. Just 3-letter domains are worth a fortune. Like SCX. Actually, that domain was that was stolen. Someone actually managed to steal the domain from the, and that was a big court case and what have you. And this guy was making huge amounts of money off the SCX domain, while this other geezer was he was trying to claim, he'd get his domain back. So basically, it was stolen for the DNS servers and stuff. Ooh. But you can imagine those 3-letter domains. Well, 4 letters worked for 5. Flipping hell. Whenever I've got a few websites, and registering names is quite tricky sometimes. So give it a bit of thought. Oh no! Let's bring it back down. Let's double check this chat, and I really ought to be getting on with these as well, didn't I? UK says wants to help climate change, but doesn't fit 3 solar panels or insulate every house. The all construction house materials is very cheap. They're stealing big money in your mortgage. Well, it's not down to mortgage, is it? It's, the mortgage companies aren't stealing huge amounts of money because they are now, because obviously interest rates have gone up. They're making good money now. Yeah, you too, Smith. I hope you're doing well too, my friend. Duke Vengeance. Have you been banned anywhere recently, Duke? Have you? Oh. KGB News, making a little side there that made me tickle. Hey, let's bring you back down. Yeah, it did make me tickle. I heard that. They're trying to... Well, I think the people, though, who are investing in it, all they care about is the propaganda. So it's a useful tool at the moment. What it is, they'll carry on ploughing money into it. Right. Oh, it's upside down. Ooh. Right, sand that. Oh no, no, I've got to sand that. I'll have to sand it again in a minute as well. Oh, I've got dust everywhere. Just put the filters on. Ugh, lovely. Oh, dust in my water now. Mmm, yum, dusty, roughage. Right, a little bit of black paint in there. Just like, really like go over. Now let that dry a bit. I might have to paint that heart red or something because that's a black heart. It sounds a bit gross, doesn't it? Really, doesn't sound quite right. Okay, I'll put that down there for a minute. Oh no, I've got to start. Right, I can get another one on there. Another one on there. Huh? That'd be 2 done. Got a Joe Hay, and actually Joseph Hay's father and brother. So I'll do a Joe Hay and an Anna Hay. Anna Hay. Ooh, do it from that end. The reason I scribble on here is just so I remember how to spell it. That's all. Yeah, it's so easy to forget your letters. It might sound a bit silly, but it's true. You start doing, oh no, I forgot that letter, because you can't see it because the sole plate you see is in the way. So that's Anne Hay, and I'll have to do a Joe Hay. Done quite a few actually over there. I've got quite a few ready to go, but I need do a load more. There's been quite a few donations really, and it's God, it eats it up though, I'll tell you. Flip it now. Where are we? Oh, it's over here. Here it is. Okay, let's do that, Anna. On the run of the chat. What's happened there? Oh, my rotor bit slipped. Oh dear. There it comes. Where's the spanner? I'm not talking about me. I've got a spanner here somewhere. What have I done with a spanner? Oh, there it is. Right, a bit started dropping. It's actually done a bit too deep. So, shouldn't do that. No, it's very naughty. You've been a very naughty boy. Right. So I'll leave it as it is. Maybe there. That should be enough. Don't know why it vibrated loose. Stuck for some reason. It's getting stuck. That's better. I think I was doing it a bit deep. I went too deep down there. But we will sort that in a minute. Dum dum da da. Yum, bum, 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 bum. A bit of black paint, where it's gone. Here it is. Let that dry, find another one. Oh, dear. Right. Let's go back. Oh, did I scare everyone off my router? Got back live chat. There we are. Back in. There again, there wouldn't have been no. Oh, I had put it. No notifications, I wouldn't have thought. Wind power. Yeah, it's costing the country 150 million at the moment just to switch these wind turbines on and off, and then they reckon it's going to go up to 2.5 billion to turn them on. So that's yeah, it's just making any sense. These fatter cables so you can get your electricity from one place to another. So if Scotland does get its independence, they'll have plenty of wind power. Where are we? Right over here. That's not right. That's about what's that? Right. Oh, national grid. Yeah. So they fired up. Oh, I did in the previous video where they fired up. Well, got them ready, so they're going to be sitting there waiting basically in case times of peak demand. The coal power stations, which seems absolute madness. I don't know if you hear that wind out there. Crikey, that's really windy. And growers, Midland growers, are saying they reckon the shortages are going to last weeks, if not months. Lovely. And the sausage firms, such as Heck Sausages, are welcoming the the Trading Corporation, not Trading Corporation, the Northern Ireland Protocol. Oh my god, that is windy. Blimey, we're having a bit of a typhoon. I hope not. I hope my greenhouse is alright. Because I won't be very helpful. HS2 are saying that they're cutting costs. Oh, by delaying HS2 again. High-speed train, HS2. Yeah, the construction to be delayed in the bid to cut costs. Makes a lot of sense, don't we? We know what we're back voting for, says Dick. Did they, Al? Oh, crikey. I think those on the, who put the cross in the right box, I think they knew what they were voting for. It's just as crazy, absolute crazy. It's maddening. But there you go. We've got it now. We've got stuck with it, haven't we? Unfortunately, we are stuck with it. Oh, I'm going to turn my coffee machine on. It's over there. Oh, hey up. Got to wait for a little light to go. It's just a little Sensio. Pylons, but the scenery, typical mismatch planning and the feckless UK Tory planning. Yeah, because it won't be just the actual pylons that get the electricity from A to B, it'll be all the substations, how you've got to manage the substations and how you distribute the power. Because generally they transport the power from one place to another at high voltage, don't they? And then they break down the voltages, they then split it up. Because high voltage can travel, high voltage, low amperage can travel through power lines, much smaller cables. Will Scotland get their independence though? Yeah, I know. Probably not. Don't know. kind of hope they will. Yeah, for their sake. Afternoon, lefty boat. I hope you're well. I hope it's windy over there and you're rocking about in that boat. Yeah, because it's pretty windy here, I'll tell you. Very windy, in fact. Hello, Mad Monk. Didn't see you there. Oh, cheers, Mad Monk. Yeah, because I got a rewilding thing there. If anyone wants, I can make a sign while you're here, if you like. If you want to donate to our rewilding project here, we're planting trees. Yeah, a bunch of cowards and liars, says Mellow Mellow. Oh, what are you talking about? The one with the transport secretary? Oh, I can't remember his name because he's got like 4 names. Yeah, who was it again? Kareen, was it? That was it. Kareen Stockforth or something. Yeah, that one. Hello, Bernard. BBC is apologising for editing Boris Johnson picture here because they had basically there's a picture of him and the Transport Secretary, Grant Shapps, if it is his real name, and Grant Shapps all of a sudden appeared in that image, exactly the same image, but without Boris Johnson. He was edited out, photoshopped. He was. It's been cancelled. It's cancel culture. Will they register in the Northern Ireland now? Possibly they could do. Why is there sawdust in my eyes? I don't know how it happened. I don't know if I can go through the wires or not. I'll try again in a minute. Anyway, let's do another one. I need a little bit of wood. I'll grab a bit of wood over there. We'll press the button on the coffee machine. Button pressed. Another bit of wood. All buttons pressed. Coffee coming. By the score. I'm bobbing around like a rubber duck in the sea and getting snowed on. Yeah. Been there, done that. I'm a boating man as well, you know. Well, I was. Kind of landlocked now. There's lakes. Not quite the same as coastal waters. Oh, I'll press that again. And, yeah, I got my day skipper and I've got my yacht masters. That was fun. You have to go out to sea in the boat when you do that one. But the day skipper is literally more about navigation and stuff and doing your vectors and understanding the almanac and what have you. Nearly there. I want my coffee. Oh, one more press. Ah, yeah. That was I did that on an old little oyster. Little old oyster. That was quite a big boat yacht. Going out of Great Yarmouth Harbour. I'll tell you something. When you got I've got the name of the river now. The Fern and I think it's the Fern. And the Braden Water, when they intersect, just there you come across there, flipping hell. That is running fast. I've got my coffee. I've got my coffee. Oh, it's not a cappuccino. No. Anyway, yeah. The thing people understand is if your boat travels at 5 knots and the water's travelling against you at 5 knots, you're stationary. It's a moving road, isn't it? Like a rolling road going the wrong way. So these poor buggers. I'll tell you the thing that was I don't know if you understand how it works. Their little dinghies. If they ain't got a clear day and they can't see line of sight and they don't know where they're heading, they can crab. So if the wind or the tides, generally the tides, especially down there, it's very tidal. Not tidal, very the water's flowing in one direction basically, pretty much all the time. And it's got to push you sideways. So you think you're going straight, you can't. Oh yeah, I can see over there. I want to head that way. Well, no, you don't. You don't head to where you want to go. You kind of got to compensate. So the thing we have to call vectors. And you've got to look and say, okay, then I need to point over there, and then I might end up over there. That's kind of what you have to do. And whenever you do your navigation or your charts and what have you, that's what you have to do. So but I bet most of it's navigating on the mobile phones. But you can end up doing like a big arc, you see, and the journey takes a lot longer. Because when you're going across like so, you're pointing, when you first leave, you're pointing towards where you want to go. But because you're not allowing for the vectors, because of the compressor, because you're not allowing for your vectors, effectively what you're doing is you're doing that sideways, and then you're still pointing where you want to go, but you're doing a big arc like that. Yeah, so you have to compensate. Not on inland waterways, no. Because the rivers aren't that wide. Not all of them. But when we used to, my mother-in-law used to run Hart's Cruises in Forks and Andrew, and it was we used to call it rent a sinker because the boats used to sink quite regularly because they're heaps of rubbish. They were old Elysians, and they would head out Braden Water, then to go towards from Forks and Andrew to go to Wroxham. You know, to do that you can't just go across land, can you? Because they're boats. You got to wait. You got to go where the water is. So you head basically across the Braden Water, and then you do a left, and then head towards Wroxham. And that's where most people are headed for when, you know, part of their trip. But the amount of boats, so we got called out to, when I used to help down there as well, we got called out to, ended up on the mud flats in Braden Water. I mean, it's just, they hadn't thought it through. It's really dangerous. They've got tourists. Never driven one of these boats before. They've been at the helm before, and there they are in these bathtub things, which are like a I don't know, like a wet sack in the water. They've got we're called bathtubs because they're just the shape of a bathtub, really. You know, they're flat bottomed. You've got pointy front and a blunt end. You know, it's just awful things, and they struggle to make any headway against the tides. So unless they work the tides out, or they get caught on the ebb, and then tide suddenly change, and all of a sudden they go backwards. They end up in the mud. Yeah, not great. They should never be allowed in those things, to be honest. Don't go over Braden Water. It's lethal. Hello, 91 Leeds. I hope you're well, my friend. A cappuccino. Yeah, it's not quite a cappuccino. It's just a coffee. No milk in it. Yeah, I love boats too, but not so much here. I've just got canoes now. It's not quite the same, no. Oh, what's next on my list? Sun Loretta. Oh, no, I'm doing Joe Hay. I need to do... I've done Anna Hay, and I've done Anna Hay. I need to do Joe Hay. Let's do a Joe Hay, which is spelt as in J-O-E, I believe. So it'll be a Joe Hay. Joe Hay. Right, so... Bum 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 bum. Got to make sure I allow enough space between letters, because if you get too close when you're using the route, you can take big lumps out. Don't make it too big with the letters either. That's just a jaw. Hello, jaw. Why have I done lowercase there? I don't do lowercase for that. Well, I do, Jen. I do lowercase. How lowercase? I did Anna Hay as all caps. Okay, I bet if I do Joe all caps then. I don't normally do that. I don't normally. No. Oh well, never mind. It doesn't matter. I hope it doesn't. Right. That's what we sanded in a minute. Do that in a minute. Bum, 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 bum. Oh, I tell you what, otherwise it's coffee. What's that? Sludge. Oh, chat. Hello, Paul C. Hello, he says. Funny Boris Johnson, Alexander Boris Fethel Johnson gets horny, excited. Oh, killing foxes. Oh, crikey. It was like the other, was it last week? when all those dogs ripped that fox apart in that person's back garden. The evidence is there that they break the law. Why isn't anything been done? Oh, I wonder. Okay. Yeah, I get it. It's just wrong. Absolutely wrong. Hello, Casper. Hope you're well, my friend. Sea is a cruel mistress, to be sure, that is. It can... Oh, crikey. You think those people in those dinghies, those inflatables, and the gunnels is basically the top edge of your boat, yeah? So when the water comes in, it comes in by the gunnels. If you've got a big tall ship, you have things called, you have scuppers, you know, like flap things where the water comes on deck and spews out. They're your scuppers, hence you've been scuppered. Yeah, because you end up through the scupper. Anyway, so the water can get out if it gets past the gunnels. The ships and the boats are designed that way. But these dinghies, they're just literally... I know they're inflatables, but they can literally fill up with water. There's no way for the water to get out. So it's just, yeah, not great. And they're so overloaded, aren't they? Right up to the gunnels. You know, where there's the very little freeboard, just the amount of boat out of the water. There's hardly any freeboard. So it's like, crikey, that boat is so unstable. They can literally just flip like that. Not great at all. And that, I don't know what kind of inflatables they're using, but they're not like Zodiacs. You know, there's no stiffness in them at all. They're almost like giant, I don't know, tractor inner tubes or something. Shaped as a dinghy. Literally take your life into your own hands. You really are. It's not just, obviously it's a busy thoroughfare. And obviously, clearly it's very, very dangerous. It needs to be stopped, but they need a legal route in. It's going to keep on happening. No matter what Sawala Deville might say. That's just not going to change, is it? It's going to carry on happening. And more people will die. Legal routes, but they don't want them to have legal routes, do they? No. You've got to pacify the racists. Pull up the drawbridge. Yeah. That's what they're doing. If you look at, well, obviously, Suella Braverman. Where's she from? She's from... Oh, God, where was it again? You got Kim Bandadok, she's in Nigeria. I can't remember now. Anyway... I'm alright, Jack. Same with Richie Sunak. You know, their parents are come over into the UK, which is absolutely fine as far as I'm concerned. Well, maybe I wouldn't say that now. Actually, I don't think it's fine now because they're horrible people. Not all of them, but they are horrible. Those particular cretins. I know. Well. We can't get criticised for being racist because we've got people with brown faces, you see. Yeah. People with brown faces can be racist too, you know. Pull up the drawbridge. We're all right, Jack. God, it makes me so angry. As you probably know, my little granddaughters are black, and I do worry. I'll be honest with you, I do worry about how they're going to be treated. They've already suffered racism, and it just makes you... Oh, I don't know. I don't know whatever's next. It's just horrible. We need to learn to live and let live, unless you're horrible cretins. If you're Lee Anderson, well, we know what we need to do to him, don't we? Well, this is good service. Look. Somebody just brought me a coffee. A frothy coffee with sprinkles on the top. I ended up with my nose, that will. I'm going too deep with this. I'll finish that layer off, but I think I'm going too deep. Too deep. It's good frack, not good too far. A little bit, just a little bit. I do. That's better. That was getting too deep, that was. Oh, just got to do the hay. Yes. Happy with that. Move my coffee out of the way. With that there. La, da, da, da. I don't know if you remember, but I think it was last week I uploaded a video. Ah, I fell off a stool. I uploaded a video. What do I do most days? About WhatsApp and Signal. Well, Signal's just not what Signal. WhatsApp was just confirmed today, or was it today or yesterday, that they will not be changing their model, as in to suit the online protections bill, whatever you call it, online safety bill. There's elements of that which forces trying to force encrypted services such as Signal or WhatsApp to, well, not to but give them access to the encryption system. So they're effectively using software so they can actually read people's messages and what have you. But also images, scan people's images before they're sent. Well, WhatsApp said, no, we're not going to let you do that because it undermines their platform, and you can't just do it for the United Kingdom, you'd have to do it across everywhere. So they said, nope, we're not doing that. So I can see that actually not going ahead. I can't imagine them allowing or wanting WhatsApp to just disappear. There's another one done. I've got a Pierre Martin. Well, that sounds fancy. Well, that's gassed me with those fumes. I'll just write the next one so I can go from there, I suppose. I'm not going on that knot. Cause if I go where the knot is, I'll just take lumps out. So I'll go a little bit further along. Go from there, I suppose. It's quite a long one. Okay. Got to be careful with it. See, some of them are quite long names. Really, they lend themselves more to pyrography, but pyrography does take longer. I don't think the lasters will be quite so. Well, it isn't. It doesn't look so. Punchy. So if I do Pierre first, but make sure I get enough space between the letters. Otherwise, I'll just go out completely out of sync. PR. Alright, that they are. That's too big. To be fair, I'm not actually going by these my scribbles. It's just to remind me what letters there are. Martine. Oh, I have a martini. Now the thing about this WhatsApp though, Lark, we just had Isabel Oakeshott, letting loose, who was let loose with Matt Hancock's WhatsApp messages, because for some reason Matt Hancock thought it was a good idea to give somebody like Isabel Oakeshott all his WhatsApp messages. Lunatic. Absolute lunatic, he must be. And why? Oh God, why would you do that? I just find that flabbergasting. But let's have the chart there. So why they're not going to want to get rid of it, are they? Because they use it. Yeah, the government uses it a lot because it's encrypted. No one can, they can pretend they don't exist. That's what it seems like to me. La da 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 da. Lunchtime, back in an hour. Oh, lunch. I haven't had dinner. I haven't had nothing. No. Seeing the Brits' maritime history, I would love to see the Tories handle, choppy seas at night in a dinghy, avoiding the big container ships. Flipping hell. And the oil rigs. There's all sorts of obstructions in that sea, Of course, I've done it. Not in a dinghy, but in, boats. And I've gone to the Netherlands as well. From the Hook Hollands as well, south from there. To the Hook Hollands, sorry. No. Not so much from when you cross the channel, because you can, if it's a clear day, you can see. You can unless there's a big swell, because 1 minute you're down there, you see, and next minute you're up there, there's a big swell in the water. So, it's, then you can't see the horizon, you just see water. You feel like being swallowed up by it. And possibly you are. But the idea of doing that in a little rubber dinghy, and they're underpowered, those outboards I've got on the back, they don't look any more than 9 horsepower. For the amount of weight they're pushing, and the fact they're pushing effectively a bag of air across, they're not some of those aerodynamic things, are they? You see they're like bending in the middle, when they're hitting the waves and stuff. They're not like the proper old Zodiacs, which got, or like a rib, which has got the stiff bottom. No, these are just like, they're not much more than a flipping lino. Oh. The problem is you can get caught out. The sea's not forgiving. No. It'll soon take your life. Whether it's just the channel, 23 miles across, or whatever it might be, it doesn't matter. It's never 23 miles across, because the route you've got to take, unless you're in a high-speed boat, like a speedboat, something that's literally planing, well then you're skipping across the water, and then the sea isn't carrying you, it isn't moving you sideways, because you're skipping across the top. But if you're in one of them dinghies, you're not going to do that as if it was 23 miles. No. It's more like a 50 or 60 miles, because you're literally you're going round in an arc. You're not going straight, because you've got constantly you're crabbing across the channel. It's just crazy. It's crazy. It's bad enough in the proper boat. I've done it in a little to Holland in a little boat called, it's a little 22-foot of Watson, Colvick Watson. And they're a lovely little boat, but God, if you suffer seasickness, no. Like little, they just bob about, like a weeble wobble, they just bob about in the water. And they've got quite a round stern on them, but brilliant seaboat. You can take them anywhere effectively, but only 22 feet. Old Bunny? Was that New Bunny? No. But the tiny little thing. A friend of the family's, Izzy, she's dead now, she's gone. She had one, and she actually circumnavigated. It's the same boat I went in, because we sold it to her. But anyway, she's in that boat. She circumnavigated the UK coastline in it. Took a long while, obviously, and some of it's quite treacherous. Although she didn't go to the northern parts of Scotland, she went through the Caledonian Canal, I believe. Caledonian Canal. I wonder if you popped into the Whiskey Museum. Maybe. But yeah, it's It's crazy. These people taking huge risks, and they look on the map. It's only that far. You say, yeah, on the atlas. It's not very far. It's only 23 miles. It's 23 miles of treacherous water that's been pumped through 2 land masses. In fact, you've got all that high pressure, all that pressure, low pressure at the top, being forced. It's like, you know, when you put your thumb on the end of a hose and it squirts out faster. Think of that being the channel. That's how dangerous it is. You've got all that mass of water being pushed through a small space. And it becomes high pressure and it runs fast. Extremely dangerous. So I don't envy them. I really don't. Cheers, Mad Monk. Yeah, if you want to support the channel, you can do that on Patreon or buy us coffee. But also, there is the rewilding here, which we really want to get on with. And what we do is we'll make signs, which we're doing at the moment, to go with the trees. With your name on, or maybe in memory of a loved one, what have you. But yeah, most of you probably already know that already. But it's a good call. Oh, the bird boxes are already up. The ones we did the other day. Was it Tuesday? Did or Monday? Anyway, the bird boxes are already Monday, I think it was. I put them up early today, so they're up, including the little lad Steve, memory of Steve. He's up in the tree at the back here. So there's some. Yeah, a 3-year-old died. Poor little fella. Yeah. Oh, you read that there's a new river in Africa. I read that isn't one of the rivers been swallowed up by another river? I did read something like that. I'm sure I did. I might be on my phone. I'll have a look. I was really wearing a mask while I'm talking. I couldn't dust you now. Just put that filter on for a minute. Got 2 big filters up there. Air filters. Da, 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 da. Da, da, da. Where is it? Is it that one? No, that's a Brexit deal and sausage plant. Yeah, no, it's not about the sausages. That's got nothing to do with rivers whatsoever, sausages. The Britons are paying hundreds of millions of pounds to turn off the wind turbines. I've already talked about that. I did a video about that the other day. Da, 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 da. Okay, I'm on a different phone, you see. It's not on, I don't think it's on this one. I'll have to find it. I'm pretty certain the river's got gobbled up by another river. And the River Wye, where they're as poison as Dead River now, they're now starting to do some infrastructure to improve the quality of the water. And also, there's rivers that are in the UK, that obviously we've got to talk about the UK, but the rivers that are in the UK, some that are destined, have been said that they are bathing waters, they're found to be toxic. Lovely. Don't swim in the rivers or seas in the United Kingdom. That'd be my advice to you. Where do I see that? That's the other thing I saw, so... Right, put that down. Oh dear, all these things get sent... There you go, that one there. No, I don't want that one. How do I go back? Oh, there we go. Yeah, TikTok is there. Well, they went down today. Yeah, TikTok went down for a bit, and they're in a bit of trouble because the FBI wants to shut them down because it's pretty owned by China, really. Well, by ByteDance, who also owns a news outlet in China. More propaganda. Just reminds me of Rupert Murdoch. I don't know why that is. Oh, okay, river. Swallowed up, is that right? River swallowing toad. How? What? That's a funny predicted sort of a search request. Swallowed river. River swallowed river. I think that's something like that, actually. Oh, there you are. Oh, it's in the Guardian, of all places. Only 4 hours ago. Country Diary. A river swallows a river on its slow way to the ocean. So at the confluence of the Ouse and the Iveld, one can easily imagine staring downriver and seeing the prow of invading longboats. That's Lefty boat, that is. He's got a long boat. It's made of iron, though. Or was it a narrow boat? History. So Saxon meets Saxon at the joining of the two rivers, the end of the journey for one, swallowed by the other on its ocean-bound course. The land runs out of a V-shaped spit. A grass-topped bank, crumbling, or basically, oh, I see now, yeah. The fastest flow of rivers basically gobbled up the spit. The spit is where, like land has been, over a period of time, has been deposited at the end of a waterway, usually on the coast. Well, that's a bit boring. UK rivers are buggered anyway, aren't they? And then there was a, the rivers, river toxic. What's that, the search? News? The toxic time bomb of forever chemicals. This is the one that scares me a little bit. You know what, PFAs, these forever chemicals. And it's quite frightening how bad the situation is. It's everywhere. It's not just in the UK, but in the EU, it's everywhere, these PFAs. And it's only recently we're kind of paying any kind of attention to it. So they're saying here more than 3/4 of the rivers tested in England breached the proposed safety levels of forever chemicals. Polyvinyl something or other, I don't know what's called, something crazy name. Polyfluoro alcohol? Polyfluoro alcohol substances. Well, it's at the River Roding in East London, that's where they did the tests. That's where the worst areas are, East London, and more than 20 times higher than the safety limits. The Avon in Somerset. Oh, hopefully that'll be. Hopefully that'll go to Jake Rees-Moggs. That'd be good. And the Mersey in the Cheshire and the Ouse in Bedfordshire were all found at least 10 times over the limit. 10 times. Now these are the what PFA chemicals are. Basically they get into your body and they never leave. A bit like asbestosis, they stay there forever. And they're highly toxic. Yeah. Something to look forward to. Yeah, it's not looking good. No, this one was in the Times, this is. Analysis of the Environment Agency data for 150 rivers has now revealed several hotspots of PFAS pollution in English rivers. The research by the Rivers Trust revealed that 81 out of 105 rivers tested for the group of chemicals exceeded the proposed EU standard, which is expected to become law later this year. They were also found in the EU as well, so it isn't just in the UK. But we haven't paid any attention to this stuff for a long period of time. It can be found in, like, Teflon. Like, for instance, your non-stick pans and stuff like that. These chemicals can be found in. They are cooking in it. So many were several times over the standard, with 44 of 105 exceeding it by more than 5 times. Yeah, and then there was obviously those I mentioned earlier, over 10 times. It's... What on earth are we playing at? Oh dear. Anyway, I better do a PR. Let's just check the chat first. Oh, my coffee. I'm losing my frothy. Oh, my coffee that Mrs. brought in. Oh, we just made a coffee over there, which is going cold. I got this one here as well. She didn't know, did she? Dee. Allshorts, Tories signed to throw sewage in the sea and rivers for the next 15 years. I mean, pretty much what they've done was they given limits. You've got to show that you're doing something, but they don't actually say what you've got to show that you're doing, and the limits. It's just so pathetic. It's just ridiculous. Hello, Jasper. Who was right? Oh, the Ethiopian River. Gary Lineker's response to Penny Mordor: "Thank you for mentioning me in your clumsy analogy. I'm just happy to have been better in the 6-yard box than you. All right, the dispatch box. Very good. He's allowed to have a point of view. End of the day, he brings people in to, on the BBC. That's why they pay him. They wouldn't pay him all that money unless he brought the views in. He doesn't care. He say what he wants, can't he? He doesn't care. Don't blame him. At least he's not being a stooge. There's that to it, I suppose. I'm going to do a here. There we go, just do a here. These are quite hard. You've got to cross your T's. Oh dear. Let's remove a splinter, shall we? Oh, there's my splinter. That's a bit of paint. Oh, there it is. I tell you what shall I get out with? I know, a chisel! A little chisel, but a chisel nevertheless. It's quite a way in, it's back there. There, to there. You can see that. It's there, to there. It's bleeding now. What did I get out? I think I got it. Did I get it? I don't know. No, maybe not. Can't tell if I got it or not. Yeah, I must have got that out. It's right now. Until we push on it, it'll hurt. Alright, let's sand that one off. Have another sand. What's it? That's a wonky one. I've done that a bit wonky. But that don't matter. Bum, 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 bum. Oh, that's my dose of PFA chemicals. That's lovely. That won't be sand off now. I'll paint that red. Oh, no, not that one there. I've got the paint on. Oh, is that one? Oh. And then that one here. Pretty much dry already, almost. Not that one. That one's dry. That's that off. That isn't. Not do that one yet. Got to stick to it. Right. Oh, the dust. Hello, Casper. I'll check it out after this. Who's ever tired? Oh, spot on. Visage. Steve Strange did a brilliant cover of that. One of my favourite songs is. Oh, that is. Okay, we'll go now. Oh, hello, Heather. Heather Hanks. He is right on the money. He was actually watching a documentary about his rise to power, and it was from the 1920s to the 1930s. I'm going backwards, by the way, just so you know. Are you talking about Gary Economics? I'm confused now. Oh, Gary Lineker, sorry. Those who... now I know what's going on now. Let's just start at the top. That makes more sense, doesn't it, really? I'm going backwards and trying to work out what you're talking about. The Tories signed to throw... Yeah, we've done that. We are all managed to our early deaths, including the children, grandchildren. Shocking things going on. Well, a bomb of pizza here. Well, they're drinking the blood. of children. That's what they said. And the earth is flat. Those who scream snowflake are always the most snowflake. I know. They are. Oh god, you got to laugh, haven't you? Got 2 coffees here. One's probably cold. It is. You're not wrong. Turn that off now. Just turn that floor off. Right, so Castle I'll check it out. Scrolling down. Yeah, it was on the money. I actually quite like Gary Lineker. He seems sort of fairly decent sort of chat really. Look, that's like better than our politicians, because they're all pretty crap. That's saying it lightly. And the fact we've got Lee Anderson now, who's joining GB News as well. You've got Lee Anderson, Lee Anderson, Nigel Farage, Jacob Rees-Mogg. Oh yeah, also Esther McVeigh as well. Esther McVeigh. All on that platform. Spouting their hate. And they moan at us for counteracting their hate. Or trying to. Thing is, they've got massive followings, haven't they? A bit of a problem. And I don't know if you realise this. When we had to apply, just like the settled status in the UK, we had to apply for our carte de séjour. That's title. No title. Carte de title. Was it that way? Anyway, it's like carte de séjour, CDS, for us adults. But those who have kids here in France, well, they can't get a carte de séjour for your kids. So they've got their passports, okay. So if they want to travel, they need another document now. They have to apply for another document just for the children. This is all, it's just more hassle, more expensive. It costs 50 quid a kid to get it done. So, welcome to Brexit, sir. It's not very helpful. No. Oh, we're going to be going to the family village. I'll do a video in Grand Fray, which is like a vegetable or bio type stall, and it's usually the veg in there is fantastic, really good stuff. I mean, like that's the I was mentioning in the previous video where they spray all the veg, constant misting goes on, but they do all organic meats and all sorts of stuff in there. I don't know if they've got any shortages. I don't know what. I doubt it somehow. I don't think they have. I think they've got plenty of turnips and they've got plenty of tomatoes. Probably from all sorts of places because they do quite a few varieties there. So I quite like black tomatoes, which is the Crimea Nor. So it's they're a bit like a Marmande, a bit like a beef tomato. They're really fleshy inside, but got loads of flavour. But even this time of year, you find in there that they've got some flavour, unlike the stuff you get from Tesco's that are full of water. We bought strawberries the other day, and they were just hard and very watery. But time of year, isn't it? I can't really. They've been forced. You can't really expect decent strawberries this time of year, can you? Really? No. Garaday is probably the French strawberries are the best you can get here. Garaday, the flavour in them is amazing. Because we grow strawberries here as well, so it's, we grow a lot of stuff. All the seedlings have been going in, so hopefully we'll have plenty of food. And although I won't be growing turnips, I will be growing lots of tomatoes. So every year we grow lots of tomatoes. We usually do about 200 litres of tomato passata, and then also ratatouille and all that sort of 200 litres of it. About 200 jars. So, we don't have shortages of tomatoes because we've grown them and we're putting them in these jars, like kilner jars. Definitely worth doing. Scrolling down the power plants. Oh, what's happened there? Oh, God, who saw Steve Baker? He's getting a little bit, he's almost like crying, He's so excited about the Northern Ireland Protocol 2.0. The Windsor framework. Dear me. Steve Bryan, this is 3 hours ago. Steve Bryan, Tory MP, he faces calls for a probe into lobbying claims. What, another one? Oh dear. Opposition parties are calling for the Tory MP, Steve Bryan, Steve Bryan, to be investigated over claims he lobbied the NHS on behalf of a recruitment firm. Leaked messages from 2021 showed he had been trying for months to contact health bosses on behalf of Remedian Partners, where he was a paid advisor. Now, the texts show that the company wanted to supply the NHS with anaesthetists. That's easy, just need the hammer. That's all you need for that job. In a statement to the Telegraph, which published the messages, is it the WhatsApp messages? I think it probably is. It's probably the WhatsApp messages. Drip, drip, drip. They're going to be drip fed this for weeks and months. In a statement to the Telegraph, which published the messages, he added that he had been responding to the national interest. Oh, they're so good. Oh, ain't we supposed to be grateful? Oh, ain't they wonderful? No. Ultimately, it led nowhere, let alone secure any business for Remedium, he added. Oh, okay. But the texts are the latest released from more than 100,000 WhatsApp messages leaked by Isabel Oakeshott. It says journalist, but I think that's debatable. I think she's just, she's an aggravator. The message have not been seen by the BBC, apparently. Well, in the exchange from the 2nd of February 2021, published by the Telegraph, the Cabinet Office Minister, Michael Gove, remember him? Oh dear. Cokehead Gove, forwarded a message he said he had received from Mr. Bryan to Matt Hancock, the Health Secretary at the time. And in his message to Mr. Gove, Mr. Bryan wrote, "Sorry to raise this, but having tried the Department of Health and the Chief Executive of NHS England, ditto, I'm at a loss. Now, I've been trying for months to help the NHS through this, through a company I'm connected with called Remedian," he added. "They have 50 anaesthetists right now who can be in the country, and on the ground in the NHS. If someone only said, let us help. Well, they just want to assist and asked me how they might. Money." In the message, Mr. Bryan said that they had, nothing. Adding this was despite the PM telling the Commons Liaison Committee this is his biggest problem. What? Not enough anaesthetists. How might I progress this, or does the NHS just not need the help, he added. Mr. Hancock was shown responding to Mr. Gove that Mr. Bryan hadn't texted him before later replying, "This is already in hand. Thanks for pinging on." Mr. Bryan, the MP for Winchester, was a junior minister in the Health Department between June 2017 and 2019. And he currently chairs the Commons Health Select Committee, a role that he has held since November. The Parliamentary Register of Interest show that he was paid $1,600 a month as a strategic advisor to Remedian Partners. From July 2020, he held the role until December 2021, 10 months after his message to Michael Gove. The rule book for MPs says that you should not lobby to try to influence ministers on behalf of companies that are paying them. So if they're not being paid, it's okay. So backhanders are fine. Separately, appointment rules for former ministers say that they should not lobby the government within 2 years of leaving their ministerial post. Well, we know that goes on. Oh, there's some. You're going on a bear hunt? Well, I'm going to have to love you and leave you because I'm now going to go on a bear hunt. Well, let me just sand this one first. Could I just sand this one?
Yeah, that's getting quite windy.
It's windy out there. Very windy, apparently.
Are you finished these?
No, I haven't finished them yet. They've got coffee in them.
They look freezing cold.
They are freezing cold.
I'll make you a fresh one.
What? Don't I get a say in this? Oh. I've been told.
I'll be getting the dogs ready.
You'll be getting the dogs ready. Let me just sand this and I'll be there. Okay. I've got to sand this one. Go away, dust. Look at that old duster one. Oh, I know, she'll be wearing a mask, but I can't jabber with a mask on, can I? Anyway, so I've done a Joe Hay, I've done a Pierre Martin, and I've done this long one down here. Loretta Michael was quite a nice one. And then I've done a Anna Hay as well, which is to go with the Joe Hay, because it's the parents, you see, of a Joseph Hay. So, Anna's and Joe's and that, you know. So they can be cut to length. Excellent. Well, I need to go and walk the dog, so thanks for watching and that. And if you want to support the channel, you can do it on Patreon or Buy Us a Coffee, and the links are down below. In this, well, they will be in the description down below. Or if it is on this one, it'll be on another video. But also, we've got the GoFundMe, for which we're doing planting 1,000 trees on 2 hectares of land, but you probably know that already. And then we'll make these signs with your name on, or maybe it can be in memory of a loved one, or a pet, or whatever. And we're putting them with the actual trees. We're also making bat boxes, bird boxes, which we did a few days ago. Made some more of them. Got so much to make. I've got to try living in between all this as well, you know. Oh my god. Oh well. Say to me. The life of being a pauper. Oh. And Anna. And Joe. Yeah. Just need my Ouija board. And then I can speak to them. Well, I'm going to say to Talia now. Oh, but first, I just got to say, let's say, just check the chat. Just quickly check the chat. Bad man. Casper's bad man. Take care, everyone. Have a nice evening, says Casper. A nice evening to you too. And Duke, the ground will be nice and icy for when I walk to the pharmacy tomorrow. Oh, there. Yeah. Cold and icy. You better go now, or she'll kick you out, says Mello properly. Nah, I don't think she'll do that. Walk the dogs. Walk the dogs. Who? Walk. Sorry, did I say water? No, walk the dogs. Yeah. It's starting to rain now, says. Oh, Duke, it's been raining here all day. It has. Cheers, Mad Monk. Thanks, my friend. And he's definitely not a good person. Who's this? Who's not a good person? Orders that must be followed. Marks must be strung up with piano wire. Oh my god, that rings a bell. Should be in the jail. Oh, crikey. Hello, Alistair. Hope you're well, my friend. Alistair here. Well, I'm going to have to go. For a start, I need to use my netty bottle, clear my nostrils out, because that thing's flipped. Oh, I can feel it. My sinuses feel like they're all dusty. I don't wear a mask, you see, but my sinuses are all like dusty. I feel it. Do you know what a netty bottle is? It's disgusting, that's what it is. It's like, think of something like that. It's a glue pot, so I'm not going to demonstrate with a glue pot. You shove up your nose like that, and it's got, you squeeze it, and the salty, you use like saline fluid to use, and it goes up your sinus, washes your sinus, and comes out there a nostril. And then you do the other side. It's lovely. Tell you what it does do, it brings you, well, it makes you cry. Your eyes start to stream, but I have to admit, afterwards, once you've done it, you feel a million times better. Now, if you're walking around the coastline of the United Kingdom, you need to grab yourself a netty bottle. Get yourself a netty bottle. Yeah. Like a Neil Yards one or something like that. Get yourself a netty bottle. And every time you leave the coastline, after a walk around the coastline, to wash all the poop off your sinuses. Yeah, poo bacteria. All that E. coli. and norovirus, salmonella, and poopy particles. You don't want them there anyway, do you? Poop particles. Nasty. Ooh, and that thought, I'm going to go. I'm going to wash my sinuses with my netty bottle. Ta-ta. Oh, got to press the buttons. Oh, are you sure you want to stop streaming? I've been told. I don't really want to, but I've been told. I'll be in trouble.